Tēnā koutou e te whānau, no mai hoki mai ki te Haohao Te Tangata, our Whangaroa Papa Hapū video series where we're talking about all things redress here in Whangaroa. So today's kōrero is really about where we're at with Ngā Takenga Mai, what are the next steps. Yeah, so tell us, 12 months on, where are we at today?
Kia ora mai and kia ora koutou e te whānau. So we've had quite a few huia hapu in regards to the Ngā Takenga Mai process. It's still putting up quite a bit of consternation for our whānau in terms of understanding how it works. So we're still going through that period of huia hapu, getting our whānau to understand the māpuna model and the role of te wakaminenga and how hapu can represent themselves in that model.
So Matua Bill obviously can only speak for your own hapu, but where are you guys at in terms of this redress process? Well,
certainly through our huia hapu, we're at that stage of, first of all, as there are a number of hapu who can affiliate to Te Touwai, and I think there are about 10 hapu. Now we're just going through that process of who are you? Put your hand up. Are you going to put a representative up for your hapu? And so that's the process. In fact, we've got a hui coming up on the 15th of November to talk about exactly those issues. And also the role and responsibility of the hapu representative so that they can sit on te wakaminenga. Now their role is very important because they will have to uphold the kōrero from not only the hapu but also the wai claimants and also those who live away, and also carry the voice of the tai tamariki as well. So it's a pretty important role and one that shouldn't be just taken lightly.
So Matua, some of the feedback that we're getting from whānau at these different huia hapu, whānau have concerns around the words like settlement, mandating, and also extinguishment policies of the government in these redress processes. And how can you address some of these concerns of our uri of Whangaroa?
Yeah, well, I think if you look at through the Ngā Takenga Mai document, we don't like using the word settlement, and I think we've said that in there because of that extinguishment policy. Certainly do not want to be extinguishing our tino rangatiratanga over anything. Our tupuna didn't. Why should we? And so we prefer not to use the word settlement. The Crown uses the word settlement, but we don't. We would prefer to use the word redress. Redress talks about the act of setting right a wrong or injustice. So to me, that describes exactly what we're going through. Settlement does not do that.
What about the words mandating?
I'm not quite sure why our whānau are getting tripped up on that particular word, because it's a word that belongs to us. Our mandate is the act of giving authority to someone to act on behalf of you or behalf of your hapu. And that really is what that means, is mandate. You give authority for someone to act on your behalf. And I think the mandate strategy describes that. What they're asking is, would this structure, māpuna, be the model that you would be happy for your hapu to be represented in and for your representative to be represented in?
Another kōrero that has been put out there at a recent huia hapu was the whakaaro that rather than mapuna, maybe the occupation or the take-back of whenua. What are your whakaaro on that?
Yes, it was raised at our huia hapu, and on reflection, the act of taking something back without actually negotiating for it, I don't necessarily agree with that. And I think it was referring to Crown assets like docklands, Puketiti for instance, I think was mentioned. Because it's a Crown-owned assets, I think that should be negotiated, because you want all that comes with that in regards to not just Puketiti, not just getting the asset back, but also the means to be able to look after it, to care for it, both flora and fauna, being the kaitiaki, but taking over the role of what the Conservation Department are doing, all working alongside with. There is another group already there, the Puketiti Whānau Forest Trust, and they're doing a great job. And it's how to work in tandem with all these other groups, but we're there too making the decisions. So rather than create an issue with our posed working together with other government departments, we need to look at this quite carefully. If we go back to the Waitangi Tribunal Stage 2 report Part 1, Tribunal suggested that the Crown has to give back all of those Crown-owned assets. Now that's called resumption. And so we're looking to that, doing that anyway. So Ngā Takenga Mai process, we want to cover it all. We don't just want to cover one little tiny section of it. And then if you go back to look at the old land claim purchases, you know, you look at Te Huia, you look at Waitapu. I'm talking now on behalf of Te Touwai. You're talking at the Tauranga Bay, that whole block. So there's a whole lot of issues in there that we need to go piece by piece by piece. So it's not just as simple as occupying something. You're only going to get a very small fraction of what's actually due. So we need to do it carefully. We need to do it properly, because I don't want to be part of anything that our children, our mokopuna are going to say, he didn't do his job properly. And I don't want to be part of a system like that. I want a structure that has upturned every stone and looked at every piece of the puzzle.
So Matua, what comes next now in the coming months?
Well, for our hapū Te Touwai, we're still going to be discussing, and we will continue to discuss who will represent the hapū of Te Touwai. You know, just some initial discussions that I've had with our kaumātua. We should all come under Ngāti Kawau, because all the kōrero is based around Ngāti Kawau. There's a lot of kōrero, a lot of claimant evidence around Ngāti Kawau, and not so much around the others. But for me, because the other hapū have been raised by the claimants, then it is up to the claimants to say whether we should carry on with them or not, because they brought them and they're very much part of us. And the more we talk about it, the more our people will warm to the idea of putting someone to stand there.
So you're kind of going through the hapū represent kaikōrero stage at the moment, so
yes.
selecting who you think.
Well, that's exactly the stage where we're at the moment, considering putting a representative for each of those hapū. Now, because there are 10 hapū, it puts Te Touwai in quite a strong position, and so we need to be mindful of that as well.
Do you mean in terms of working with other hapū?
In terms of working with the other hapū of Whangaroa. We don't want to be seen to be overruling the whole process, if you know what I mean. So we need to be mindful
not to be too dominant,
not to be too dominant. And I don't know how that's going to happen. You know, if you know my hapū, they're very dominant.